Hi folks, we've had a lot of people contact us since I've started dinking around with this roping deal, and it kind of tickles me. So what I'm going to do is break it down today, because we're going to make a roping video, but it's going to take all summer to make it because I got to cover everything. So for those of you that are interested, I want to start you out so that by the time we get the video out, you'll already be on your way and we don't have to mess around. But Sean got a hold of us about the difference with the asking about a poly rope being as close to as riata as you can get. Well, in some ways that is true, and for me personally, I used a poly when I lived up north in the winter time because you could stick them in the water, and in the spring especially you could just put them in the water and get the mud off and go, where you can in nylon, and you damn sure don't use the riata up north in the winter or the spring. So that's the one time I used a poly, but what I noticed over time was that they didn't coil well after a while, bearing in mind that I slide rope. And because they put wire in the strands, to me, it ruined the polys. So that's why I go to the 5/16 nylon. Now this is a riata. This is from Sonora. These are the best riatas that I've ever been around. The difference between a riata and a poly is that a riata is always wanting to coil, and a poly after a while doesn't want to coil. So the loops that we throw were actually originally used for the riata. So when you throw them, they're always wanting to coil, so they curl in your favor. So a lot of these shots you throw, they're a lot easier to throw with the riata. Well, nowadays these cost a lot of money, so we don't use them that much because they're so expensive. But the point is, that's my feeling on the poly and the difference. Comparing a poly to riata to me is an insult. All right. Now, what I want to show you today is three ways to roll your hand over. That's where everybody gets in trouble. This way, and this way. And what that means is the first thing you got to do is learn how to split your loop. Splitting your loop means you hang onto the spoke and let go of the loop. For those of you that have gone to the dark side and spent a lot of years donating to team roping young kids, this is a hard concept for you to get. I used to donate to them and I got tired of it. Split the loop. Let the loop go and hang on to the spoke. That's how a lot of these shots are accomplished. The other thing you got to keep in your mind is that your left hand, if you don't throw with coils, your left hand is going to let a coil out when you're learning this. Then it's going to learn to let two out. So you've got two things to work on. So the first one, this is for Reed, my friend in Texas. He was rolling his hand over and thinking that was the shot I was showing him, which it isn't. Rolling your hand over low is what I grew up calling the Mexican pig loop, because you could just roll around and catch a pig, which is why. But we're going to go with that one first. But you split the loop. So you literally swing the rope and let the rope turn over. Just like that. So you're going to learn to roll it. And what it's for, we used to pull our bulls in August, and we'd follow these Hereford bulls back to camp and take like hours. So you learned how to catch one hind foot. It's for the right hind foot is what I use it for. I'm going to slow it down and roll the loop and hit the hind leg. So let go of the loop, hang on to the spoke, and just turn your hand over. Sidearm swing. Now, every human I've ever worked with does not slow down. We're not killing the snake. You're just simply rolling the rope and roll. Now you're going to learn to get that shot and lay it in front of the right hind leg while a critter's walking. So Reed, when you're working your dog and bringing them cattle ears in, just walk behind them and practice this shot. You can do it this way too. And start setting your trap. When the leg is back, you throw. As the leg comes forward, it steps in the trap. This particular move ties into a whole lot of really beautiful California loops. Rock or swing and roll. It's a one-leg catch. You can catch two sometimes, but I like it. I liked it because if I caught the right hind leg on something really sick, then I knew I didn't have to screw around trying to get one leg if I had to tie him down to doctor. So if you catch the right hind, you get off your horse on the left side, you just walk around behind your horse, pull your sick critter down and doctor. If you catch the left hind, you got to walk up to this side. Well, it's all a matter of, you can pick is what I'm trying to say. All right, now, you got that going on. So now you make your loop a little bit bigger. Now you start rolling it over the barrel. And lay it over the barrel. Okay. The next shot is what you're throwing when you do this is the beginning of a Johnny Blocker, but a Johnny Blocker comes from up here. So now, you'll notice the swing goes down over the left shoulder. And when you release, your hand is going to release up here and turn. Just turn your hand. It's a bigger loop. You're going to split your loop, dip on the left shoulder, and roll the loop over the barrel. Now, it's not for a loop this size, it's for a loop this size. So now, after you've felt comfortable about doing this, you literally watch the rope. You don't do anything, you just watch it. You let it go, hold the spoke, and you'll watch the rope turn over. The reason I want you to learn this is because there's a whole lot of shots connected to it. So now you've got the barrel, you just simply rope the dummy. And when you throw it, your hand turns and you just drop your arm. And that'll pull the loop into place. And for those of you that make a roping dummy and put the plastic horns on it, the head that you buy at the feed store, you deserve to walk up and take it off every time until you figure out to not have horns on a roping dummy. Now you'll notice I'm still on the ground, and you can do this horseback later, but you don't want to beat your horse to death trying to learn it. Roll, and it'll roll right over the head. Now you can imagine how many things can happen with that shot. Now the last one, there's 3 turns I'm talking about here. The last one is the release this way. Swing, release. That's the del viento. You're going to learn it standing up close and split the loop. Later on, you just throw the whole loop. Swing, swing, up, and drop. Don't worry about your slack. Now, to get it off the barrel, flip it. Start learning that, because that's what's going to save you later on for doing a whole lot of things. Swing, swing, twist your hand, palm up. Remember, the first one was palm down. Thumb down. Palm up. Split the spoke, stand close. If you want to get particular, like I know Reed's going to do, if you touch the barrel, your loop isn't centered. So you want to get to where you don't touch the barrel when you drop it on there. It's just part of the learning curve. So now, you take a step back, and you rope the dummy. What I've learned over the years is that if you practice on a bucket or a barrel, you're not intimidated by the roping dummy. After all, look at it. So when the human gets good at the barrel and they just simply turn their body and rope that, then they're just so proud. So split, let it go up and drop. Now, here's the trivia part of this. This is what you need to understand. When we throw the del viento and the contra, when we deliver, now watch, we deliver this way, right? This much rope will slide through our hands, and then we stop it. So we hold the spoke, but you're going to let some rope go through your hand. That's how you keep the loop big all the way to the target. If you put a death grip on it, you're going to stop it. So learn to let it slide across your palm. Deb will slow this down, but slides across your hand. It only slides a couple inches, but that's the part that nobody ever gets until they've got discouraged. So those are the three to work on. Have fun. And I really would like to hear from everybody, because you look around, we don't have many neighbors. But if you get a hold of us, please tell me where you're from, because I'm a big geography fan. Good luck. Oh, and the breakaway. For me, this is the best breakaway Honda there is. It's cheap and it works. But what you do is you take it and you put it in a vise and you take a shoeing rasp to it, because I know you all still shoe your own horses, and you file it out. Lean it against one side, then lean it against the other side and make a V. Then you take a flat file in the vise and you file through it. Now this will undo real easy on a breakaway. You don't want it solid because it pops back, and if you hit your horse and your wife and your dog or whatever you hit, you're going to make somebody mad. So do that, and that's the secret to these. The other one is, if you get a 5/16 rope and this just spins around on your rope, push your Hondu through, your knot, put a couple wraps of black tape on it, and then slide this back on it. So you shim it with electrical tape or a duct tape. Then it doesn't do this all the time. You want it to kind of stay still. That's what kills everybody. They just spin around and you get discouraged. That's the trick on the breakaway. Reed, I'm showing you this because you can be on your horse, walking along, having your dog gather, and reach out there and neck something, and then practice dallying, and it'll just pop off. You want it to break real easy. Okay, thanks a lot. Good luck.